So ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa will this morning address the National Union of Mineworkers Congress. NUM is set to hold its 17th National Congress from today until the 1st of April. Now, the Congress is organized under the theme, Back to Basics is when we defend and advance to build a radical movement. What does that mean? Let's bring in the man in the know. Ntlantla Kgatlhane is our reporter on the ground. He comes to us live. Ntlantla, a very good morning to you. Expectations for this Congress?
Well, a very good morning to you, Blaine. Well, indeed, coming to you right here from the Ishut Hotel at the 17th National Congress of NUM, one of the largest unions in the country, also the largest affiliate of COSATU. We know that the president is going to be speaking here. But what is quite significant, if you remember in history, President Cyril Ramaphosa is one of the founders and the first leaders of this union right here. We know that this is a 3-day conference. This year it's going to be quite a busy year in terms of a lot of organization, especially within the tripartite alliance. We know that in December the ANC will also be choosing new leaders, will hold its elective congress. Also, COSATU is expected to also have a conference this year, SABC also. But to talk to us with regards to what's going to be happening in this 3 day is the acting General Secretary Ntate Mabapa. Ntate Mabapa, thanks so much for your time. Just firstly, talk to us in terms of what necessitates such a congress, and talk to us more about what's going to be happening in the coming 3 days.
We have got a scheduled congress. You will recall that we were having a congress here in 2018 where the leadership that is currently leading NUM were elected. But due to Corona, we were supposed to have had a congress last year. We never had a congress last year because of COVID. And then we postponed that congress last year to take place this year in March. And that is why it is so early, because it is a 3-year congress. So we are having this congress to take stock of what has been done in the past 4 years for now in the organization. And we are hopeful that this congress will make a good assessment, and then we'll go out here having elected the new leadership, but having taken also the resolution that is going to take this union for the upcoming 3 years.
I mean, we know that NUM is an organization or a union, that takes care or that speaks on behalf of the workers. And we've seen numbers of unemployment going high, and also, the plight of mine workers still, remaining to be a scourge. Tell us, what do you expect to hear from the president?
We are expecting the president, when he addressed this Congress, to tell us that as a government, what are their plans, particularly the plans that will create jobs. We do appreciate that the president is on the drive for investment, and we're hopeful that that drive of the investment, it is part of the drive to create jobs. But we hope that himself, as the president of the country, will outline as to how these funds that they are sourcing during the investments are going to be used to create jobs.
Another issue, sorry, I know that you guys in 3 days are going to be, come Friday, NUM will have new leadership. There's been talks around, the second time around the president. Can you just talk to us with regards to NUM's position on that? After all, this is one of the first leaders of NUM.
I think, let me put it clear that when we come to the elective conference, as we know that it's a contested conference, so there is no any other NUM's position. In every conference, positions come to an end, and then everybody in the union, from the president up until the chairperson and the secretary, or the secretary of the health and safety, everybody get elected. He may be re-elected, he may be a new person. So we don't have any position about anyone. If the term come to an end, it means that you go and renew the term through the elections.
Can you talk to us, lastly, can you talk to us about some of the guests that are going to attend here?
We have called COSATU is going to address us. SACP as usual will address us. The ANC itself will address us despite the president. The president is representing the state, the government is not representing the ANC when he comes here. But internationally we have BWI, which is another federation that we belong. We have got Industrial All, which is also another organization that we belong. And then we have got FOAFTU, that is another organization that we belong. They will also be addressing the Congress.
Well, thank you so much. There you go, Blaine, the acting General Secretary, talking to us more with regards to what's going to be happening here. Basically saying that since the president is on an investment drive, they expect him to speak with regards to the scourge or the challenge that the country is facing, coming to the issue of their position on who they will be supporting come conference. It doesn't want to be clear. They're saying that, it's a contested issue. They don't want to pronounce on that. We know that the president has just arrived now, so we can expect that from any moment now going this Congress will kickstart. With that being said, it's back to you in studio.
Yeah, Ntlantla, just for clarification purposes, we heard now from your interview there is that the president is going to be speaking as the head of state, not necessarily the head of the ANC, president of the ANC. Is that going to be one of the big focuses in terms of the investment drive that he came out from, the investment conference that South Africa had? Is that what we can expect in terms of his address to NUM?
Well, we know, Blaine, that there's a lot of talks with regards to what has been happening since the lockdown this year. We know that unemployment yet again has went up. So most definitely the president would have to come and touch on that with regards to what does this talks of investment mean to the workers or ordinary South Africans. But as you can see, people are already, members of NUM are already starting to make their way in. I guess they are welcoming the president. Earlier we saw the president's convoy coming in. It's just parked, the convoy is just parked behind these members. Very excited. We know that this is going to be a 3-day conference. On Friday, we expect that NUM will announce on its leadership. Since we came this morning, there's been a lot of activities that has been happening. Members of NUM, keeping on chanting songs. You can see that they are very, ready to hold this important conference. I mean, this is one of the biggest affiliates of COSATU, also the biggest union in the country. It was established in 1982, and amongst its founders was the current president of the ANC of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa. Blaine?
Full-throated song there where you are, Ntlantla. The theme is back to basics. Is when we defend and advance to build a radical movement. We shall soon find out what this all means in terms of this Congress and the way forward as far as NUM is concerned. We'll give you some time to go and set up for that address by the president. Ntlantla Kgatlhane, live for us there in Johannesburg. Thank you, sir.